repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you.
Anytime that something like the incident, the tragedy, the murder that took place here in Minnesota happens, anytime something like this happens, the administration doesn't roll out Donald Trump. They try to roll somebody out whose brain works appropriately, who is at least semi-articulate in matters of communication. And so yesterday they rolled out J.D. Vance. He did two. He did a Fox News interview and he did a press conference in the White House press briefing room. And I want to start with this particular clip that is unrelated to the incident here in the situation on the ground in Minnesota. It's unrelated to the murder of Renee Good, but it tells you, what I want to do is paint a picture for the framing of how they look at the law. In this clip, this is J.D. Vance talking about the legal authority to invade Venezuela, and he's talking about the War Powers Act. He's talking about Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, Clause 11, if you want to nerd out about it and read the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 of the Constitution is the granting of, the unilateral granting of, to the unilateral power of Congress, the power to declare war. And J.D. Vance is deciding which laws are fake and invalid and which they will follow. And it tells you everything you need to know going forward, even about domestic matters, that they're just picking and choosing. They're choosing which laws are on the book, which articles in the Constitution are fake or invalid. I think that's the word he used, fake and unconstitutional. Fundamentally, a fake and unconstitutional law. The War Powers Act, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11. Watch this.
Technicality than any disagreement in policy. If you look at the people who actually voted, every single one of them have supported the administration's plan. Second of all, as the president, I believe himself has already said, every president, Democrat or Republican, believes the War Powers Act is fundamentally a fake and unconstitutional law. It's not going to change anything about how we conduct foreign policy over the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, and that'll continue to be how we approach things. Go ahead.
So now that we have you fully understanding the mindset of MAGA, the mindset of J.D. Vance, the same J.D. Vance who called the man he serves, the man he licks the boots of, the man he is a lapdog for, that guy he called America's Hitler, who he's now on board serving America's Hitler. He also did a Fox News interview yesterday. And he said some very alarming things about this mass deportation operation that's running all across the country right now. And he framed it, one, he likes to frame this as a law enforcement operation. It is not. It is not illegal to exist in the country without permission from the Secretary of State. What is illegal, what is a misdemeanor, is to cross the border illegally. But you're just being here in the country existing, there is no crime that's being committed. So this is not a law enforcement operation. But he says something about going door to door. And he used that particular phrase more than once yesterday. And I think should be ringing alarm bells in the minds of every American who hears it. Because what exactly does that mean? We'll talk about it after the clip.
All right, you got to stop buying generic Viagra if y'all over 40. You can get 9 pills of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just $7 with free shipping.
What we've done is actually gotten 2.5 million illegal aliens out without any of the really big marquee things that we've been working on. That was just simple willpower and the President of the United States coming in and saying this is done. I think we're going to see those deportation numbers ramp up as we get more and more people online, working for ICE, going door to door and making sure that if you're an illegal alien, you've got to get out of this country, and if you want to come back, apply through the proper channel.
As they ramp up the employment, listen, I've already talked at length. It's sickening the caliber of individual, or the lack of character and caliber of individual that they are ramping up to go door to door in America. People who are functionally illiterate, who cannot pass open book tests to cover the things, to demonstrate that they understand the concepts of law, of not violating people's Fourth Amendment rights, of Fifth Amendment rights, of Sixth Amendment rights, of 14th Amendment rights. And then he says that they're going to go door to door. Does that mean that on my block, they're going to come to my house and knock on my door, kick in my door looking for illegal immigrants to arrest, to kidnap, to send to internment camps, to deport to countries or continents they've never even been to before? Is that what he intends to have us believe, that it's a door-to-door operation? Because I can tell you, it is alarming that the party has for years that we won't take this tyranny, these jackbooted thugs, these armed agents of the state. And then as soon as the armed agents of the state come and start usurping powers, drawing in powers for themselves that don't actually exist, all of those MAGA patriots are silent or clapping, applauding, cheering this on. Because it was never about tyranny. It was about the oppression of others for them. And that's exactly what is being done right now by this Donald Trump administration. Now, Fox News interview out of the way. Let's go to the White House press briefing room where he doubled down on the door-to-door comment.
On duty, or has he been placed on leave, on administrative leave? And what really was the target of the operation on Wednesday? Of the ICE operation on Wednesday?
Well, first of all, it was a legitimate law enforcement operation. We were going door to door to try to find criminal illegal aliens and deport them from the United States of America, because if you come to our country illegally in violation of our immigration laws, then we have the mandate, and in fact, we have the legal duty to enforce those immigration laws. Whether he's been placed on administrative leave, I don't know the answer to that question. I'd refer it to the Department of Homeland Security, and they can follow up. I will say, look, I would appreciate everybody saying a prayer for that agent. Look, in the past 6 months, he has been hit twice by a motor vehicle. One time, the first time, it led to over 30 stitches and very serious injuries to his legs. This is a guy who's actually done a very, very important job for the United States of America. He's been assaulted, he's been attacked, he's been injured because of it. He deserves a debt of gratitude, and I think the media prejudging and talking about this guy as if he's a murderer is one of the most disgraceful things I've ever seen from the American media. Yeah.
Two things, obviously. I've already talked about the door-to-door thing. A woman has been killed, a mother of 3. Renee Nicole Good was gunned down in her car by a federal agent, and he doesn't want any prayers for her, no prayers for her children, no prayers for the surviving family members of her. No, pray for the agent. Pray for the gunman. If you've watched the clip, and I normally do not recommend people watch police shooting videos. That has been kind of my whole thing in the past because it's trauma-inducing. But when the government is willy-nilly murdering citizens in the street, you have to watch it. You must pay attention, because this will not be the first citizen killed at the end of a gun that is possessed and fired by a federal agent. It will not be the last time. They are killing citizens and then asking you to pray for the killer. It is unconscionable, to say the least. One more clip where he lies, bald-faced lie, about what took place. We've all seen the clip. She was not attempting to run over the agent. And here, this is J.D. Vance demonizing the victim of one of his masked secret police. Jonathan Ross is his name. Watch this.
People in this room have been lying about this attack. She was trying to ram this guy with her car. He shot back. He defended himself. He's already been seriously wounded in law enforcement operations before, and everybody who's been repeating the lie that this is some innocent woman who was out for a drive in Minneapolis when a law enforcement officer shot at her, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Every single one of you. Questions?
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
It's rich for a liar to call other people a liar, is it not? The demonization of this woman is something that history will not look fondly on because of video evidence. And thankfully, there are people out there who had enough sense and enough situational awareness to break out their phones and start recording. We have many, many angles, multiple angles of this. There is likely body camera footage that, unless it gets adjudicated in court, we're not going to see because they are suppressing the release of any evidence. And all of that points to the fact that this guy, Jonathan Ross, was not justified to pull the trigger. In fact, he was escalating a situation that did not need to be escalated. She was driving 1 or 2, maybe 3 miles an hour. Her wheels were turned to avoid him. The gunshot went through the corner of the windshield. If you watch the video, he almost like reaches around to kill her. And J.D. Vance has the temerity to sit there like a smug dick and malign her while asking for prayers for the killer. Gross. Gross. What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. Let's have it in the comments below this video. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054, or email me daily@dollemore.com. I'm going to go. Got a lot to do today. I'm going to be out in the street talking to some people, protesting, raising my voice, exhibiting my opposition to this madness, and I hope you do too. From Minnesota, be genuine and take care of one another.